Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Scott and welcome to the Fandom Pastor, which can be found on our YouTube channel, Facebook page, or podcast. The Fandom Pastor is for all of us who love our fandoms and our faith. Fandoms are anything that somebody has a deep love for. Harry Potter, Broadway musicals, cult films, to name just a few. Join the Fandom Pastor as we see how God is connected to it all. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey, all this is Pastor Brandon. We are ready for our next episode of the Fandom Pastor. We continue our series on cryptids and mythological creatures. Of course, we're definitely been hitting a lot on the mythological creatures, and I personally have been having a lot of fun with it. So we're going to probably be doing these for quite a while. The clue from last time is that in Brazil, this creature is blamed for sleep paralysis. I'm probably going to butcher this name, but we are talking about the Pisadeira. And so it's kind of a common idea, but let me continue on here. Now, some call her the night hag, and others call it a syndrome, the old hag syndrome. She's considered the personification of the nightmare, and again, associated with sleep paralysis. She's described as a very thin woman with long and dirty nails, very long and dry fingers. Supposed to have tangled white hair, red eyes, short legs, big hairy nose, greenish teeth, large chin turned upwards, and apparently she also has a high pitched, constant laugh. She's known to always have her mouth open and her evil eyes wide open. Um, every culture has, from early times anyways, had a way of trying to define sleep paralysis, and so it had to be blamed on something. And so sleep paralysis, if you don't know, is where you are awake, but you can't move. This is your body's way of stopping you from hurting yourself. That's why very often now, obviously, there are some people that sleepwalk and do things like that. In general, our bodies don't move. Our brain has shut down our body so we don't hurt ourselves, we don't move around, we don't go anywhere while we're sleeping. Because I know we've all had dreams, and we certainly want our body to move around as we interact with our dreams. That can be very dangerous, as we know from people who actually do sleepwalk and respond. So, how am I going to bring this all together? Well, Galatians 5:17 says, "For the desires of the flesh are against the spirit, and the desires of the spirit are against the flesh. For these are opposed to each other, to keep you from doing the things you want to do." Well, as I think about this, sleep paralysis, as I said, is a way for us to protect ourselves, or it's a way for our body to protect ourselves. And the spirit is the same way. It protects us from ourselves. The Holy Spirit comes and gives us guidance, gives us direction, and makes it known that there's a disagreement, I guess is a good way of saying it, between what the desires of the flesh are and what God is calling us to do. So that's why we have the Holy Spirit come and give us direction, give us guidance, and saying, no, you don't want to do that. I'm trying to protect you from yourself. And we are human beings. We're flawed. We have our mistakes. We have our issues. We have our struggles. And so we need something to give us guidance, give us direction, to protect us from ourselves. And so, in a way, sleep paralysis, or at least the concept behind it of not moving while we're sleeping, is a great way of explaining or kind of showing what the Holy Spirit is giving us to do. Now, of course, this mythological creature, the Pisadeira, um, is not there to protect us. It's supposed to be kind of a nasty little creature, and I won't go into why it causes sleep paralysis or anything like that. It's kind of a rough creature, but of course it's not real. But we have to consider this is kind of another way for us to wrap our heads around sleep paralysis. So, a lot of pieces in there, but I think this is certainly something to make us stop and think about. So, next time we continue our series again on cryptids and mostly mythological creatures. And as it will be presented very close to April Fool's Day, I thought we would talk about this famous trickster from African mythology, and it is usually portrayed as a spider. Thanks, God bless, and see you next time.